Well, Air Force One has set foot here in Rochester, Minnesota, and the president is on the ground, but he was scheduled to speak from the podium to a crowd of 250 people here at the International Airport about 10 minutes ago, but decided to take a last-minute detour where it appeared he got in a vehicle and they went around the other side of the airport here in Rochester and met with the many supporters who were here who could not get inside the building due to the MDH and state guidelines that limited it to 250 people. I could hear some of the cheers on the other side of the airport, and we just moments ago heard him address that overflow crowd.
It's a shame what the governor did, and that's why they're going to lose Minnesota, just like he did with Minneapolis, where they didn't know what they were doing. They're going to lose Minnesota. We're going to win Minnesota.
Now this, of course, is significant because there's been some back and forth between Rochester city officials and the Trump campaign about where this was going to be held, what venue would be used for the event. At one point yesterday, it appeared that the Trump campaign wanted 25,000 people just to the west, about 30 miles west, but due to state guidelines, they're limited to 250 people here, and it appears that the president is making his way back in front of Air Force One.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And hello, Rochester. Great to be with you. 4 days from now, we're going to win the state of Minnesota. And I did not forget you because we were given a very, very hard time by your so-called leaders, but they're not very good leaders, as you found out during the riots. And we're going to win 4 more years in our great White House. Thank you. As you know, there are at least 25,000 people who wanted to be here tonight. We just saw a lot of them. Wanted to pay our respects. They were here for a long time. They waited and waited, and then the governor did bad things. Your far-left Democrat Attorney General, Keith Ellison, and your Democrat governor tried to shut down our rally, silence the people of Minnesota, and take away your freedom and your rights. They thought he would cancel, a word they are very familiar with, cancel culture. But I said, no way, I will never abandon the people of Minnesota. I will come up. Thousands and thousands of people over there with cars. We flew over cars that go miles long. What a shame. They waited here for a long time. I want to thank the thousands of people outside who were barred from entry by radical Democrats. You are American patriots. Thank you very much. When large numbers of rioters and vandals sacked the city of Minneapolis earlier this year, Keith Ellison did not ask them to submit a permit. He told the throngs of violent demonstrators, by all means, exercise your First Amendment rights. Right? He said that prior to them ripping down your city. Keith Ellison sided with flag-burning extremists over law-abiding Americans. He treats you like second-class citizens. He believes that the pro-American voters have fewer rights than anti-American demonstrators. Keith Ellison and Joe Biden want to imprison you in your homes while letting anarchists, agitators, and vandals roam free as they destroy your cities and states. The Democrat Party wants you to be banned from peaceful assembly while they allow their supporters to burn down a police precinct right here. Biden and the far left incite violence with their vile anti-police rhetoric and the fact that they're weak people, very, very weak people. They allow rioters to lay waste to the public streets that financed, and they were financed by you with your hard-earned taxpayer dollars. The radical left is determined to obliterate the middle class. They think they can take your money, attack your values, indoctrinate your children, and silence your voices. But on November 3rd, I hope you're listening, Minnesota, because this is what you've had to put up with for a long time. The people of our nation are going to be heard like never before. It's already begun. People are already starting to find out what's happening because they're going to show up and vote in record numbers. And you have already started to see what's going on, and they're getting very concerned. We're not just running against sleepy Joe Biden. We're running against the arrogant far-left political.
Controlling the entire federal government, and then they want to pack the courts. They want
have strong borders, strong families, safe communities, and a thriving economy, then I am asking you to go out on November 3rd and vote for your all-time favorite president. One of the most crucial issues for Minnesota in this election is the subject of refugees. This is a vital matter of national security. To protect our country, I issued a directive suspending the entry of refugees from foreign nations compromised by terrorism like you've never seen before, including from Syria, Somalia, and Yemen. Keeping radical Islamic terrorists out of our country. I spoke to President Macron of France yesterday and put out my warmest sympathy for what they've been through over the last 4 days with terrorist attacks. Our license was beautiful. Biden has flashed a staggering 700% increase in refugees from the most dangerous and violent terrorist hotspots anywhere in the world. He has also vowed to terminate our national security travel bans, which I thought very hard to get, which I won in the Supreme Court, allowing for unlimited migration from war zones and terrorist harbors. He said, bring them in. Biden's deadly migration policy will overwhelm Minnesota and overwhelm taxpayers and open the floodgates to terrorists, jihadists, and violent extremists. Under my administration, the safety of our families will always come first, not the hurt of families. With your support, we will continue to bring back your jobs, cut your taxes, cut regulations, support our great police, support our military, defend our borders, protect our Second Amendment, which is totally under siege, but don't worry, as long as I'm here, nothing's happening with it.